Okay, so I'll be showing this in a couple days, posting it on radmansecondhome.blogspot.com. Here's an example of well over 1,000 pieces of art that I just handed out around here. I handed that out at the college, as a matter of fact. I would have to say around 2,000 pieces of art I've handed out around here locally. Here is a shootout, Quick and the Dead. That's Leonardo DiCaprio right there. And it's a shootout. Watercolor. This is acrylic with, actually this is watercolor with a gloss on the bottom here. This is from the Beastie Boys album. That's New York City, painted in gold. And it's very glossy on the bottom. Glossy. Here's a acrylic that Mary Fuhrer liked. My teacher, my professor. And that is, she liked it because of the horse. It was black. And the rider. This is done on cloth. It's watercolor. Just a cowboy in El Paso. I don't know. But there are places that look like Arizona and Texas. Here's a local horse that I did. I gave a painting like this to the owner of the horse. So I'm just showing you all the best of the best, and this is just a chronicle, my artwork. And sooner or later I'm going to run out of stuff to show you, and that's probably the last time I'll make one of these videos. I did this for Dr. Daniel's class. It's an Indian, famous Indian, Native American. Okay, this is from Back to the Future, when they had a shootout in town. These are some local horses from this area, watercolor. This is a scene from Sam Peckinpah movie. Also a scene from some Sam Peckinpah movie. Here's a miniature version of that big barn painting I did. Just the barn and the horseback. Here's a really muscular horse outside of the bar, maybe, I don't know, tied up. Here are some local horses, watercolor on artboard. Here's some Indians guarding the camp out, their camp, like they would do normally, the perimeter. This is also from Back to the Future. I believe that's Biff over here. Biff. Here's John Wayne when he was a sheriff, and that sign there I changed to Collin County Sheriff's Department. Here's that local horse I showed you that I gave a copy to the owner, a painting to the owner like this, bigger. Here's a local horse from around here, very close to here. Used to be, not anymore. Here is another cloth watercolor that I did. Just I love those western towns. Here's a scene from Native Americans from the scene from Back to the Future. And traditionally, they never charge. They were more like guerrilla warfare. And you could put a finger over many horses back there with a rider on it. I like to paint small and detailed. Here's one of the series of rodeo paintings I did. I just like that red in the background. Here's horse inked. Here's a pencil horse that I've drawn for people around here, probably around 200 times, and my family. Here's another horse ink that was just pencil. Here's another horse saint. Here's an example of Mary Fiora's class. I like to do mountains, like really these vague mountains. It's like a mountain cabin, just totally made up. Here's another scene from Back to the Future. Native Americans, not in their traditional format, and they would never charge. I mean, they may be dressed like that for a hunt. I don't remember exactly, but I know they don't charge. No, they would never dress like that for a hunt. That's a wolf. First series, death metal, metal, any kind of metal, power art metal. Here's a wolf man. Got my ideas from album covers. Here's a kind of a surreal type knight with an axe. Here's a great death metal man. It's on the blog explaining who this is. It's the goblet, skeleton goblet. Here's a king petting a possessed wolf, it looks like. Here's a nice surreal dragon. Another creepy wolf face. Like this one, it's a tiny little castle. I love painting and drawing castles. Here's like a demon face mask. Here is like a spaceship design. Here is another surreal dragon. Here is kind of a creepy knight with a face poking out. Here's another castle with demon-like cloud figures. Here's soldier with a giant sword. It's oddly shaped. I did this in Mary Fiora's class. It's just a bunch of skulls. She was really good at drawing skulls and skeletons. Here's a beach scene I did for my mom. Sent her one like this. East Coast beach. Here is a scene from outside the college that I took all my art classes in graphic design. This exact painting was hanging in the library for a long time, so when you checked out, you saw it. I gave him it. So it was like this. Here's just a local street sign. Here's my science fiction acrylic. It's a Akira type bike with my wife and I on it. Remember I told you about the beard? Here's a symmetrical design I did. My symmetrical series. I can't remember the name. Psychedelic symmetrical, I think it was. Here's another psychedelic symmetrical series painting. Okay, now we're on the musicians that passed away. There's Biggie Smalls. Remember I told you I had that one? Here's the drummer for The Who. Band The Who, the drummer. Here is Jerry Garcia. Great American rock and roll. Here's Jim Morrison. Smaller version of the big one. Watercolor. Here's T-Rex. Here is Brian Jones. I have a black and white one I showed you. This is the color version. Or a different version in color. Harry Chapin. My dad made me go to a concert by Harry Chapin when I was younger. It was very good. Amazing band. Hartford Civic Center. There's Frank Zappa. Here's the drummer for Led Zeppelin. Again, the drummer for Led Zeppelin. Here's one of the Allman Brothers that passed away. Here is Bon Scott again. AC/DC Bon Scott. Jimi Hendrix in kind of like a British uniform. I liked what he was wearing. It was from a photo. All these are from photos. Here's Frank Zappa playing electric guitar. Here's again the lead singer for Queen. Michael Jackson, how I best remember him. And that wonderful Michael Jackson cartoon. I used to like to play guitar with my little neighborhood band, Michael Jackson songs. Buddy Holly from Dallas, Texas. Elvis Presley playing guitar. Oh, I got it. Yeah. There's John Lennon. And there's Jim Morrison. And Jim Morrison again. And George Harrison. When he's younger. Here's George Harrison when he's older. Here comes the sun. Here's lead singer for Queen again. We will rock you. Here's the Godfather of Soul, James Brown, in his priest outfit. Lead singer for Alice in Chains. I'm the man in the box. Here is Bon Scott again, AC/DC. Here's the guy that sings Super Freak. Do you remember his name?
Rick James?
Rick James. Too bad he's gone. I like that photo. I picked that one because he looks sad. Here's Mama Cass. Here's Dimebag from the band Pantera. I drew many Dimebag portraits for people for free around here. Maybe about 50. Here's Leonard Skinner, lead singer. Here's Janis Joplin. Buddy Holly from Dallas, Texas. Here's some mechs. Just a big bulky mech there. Here's another one I did for Valentine's Day. I was drawing so many mechs I was able to do them in any shape. I did this one in a heart with a belt fed machine gun. Here's one for St. Patrick's Day next Friday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm from an Irish Catholic school. And that's a mech shaped like a 3-leaf clover with also belt-fed machine gun. Here's a rocket launcher mech. Here's just a big, cool mech. I love mechs with no heads. Here's a mech, but in the very center you can see there's a skull. I really like this one. And here's a spaceship with a very large Gatling gun on it. These are odd-shaped gouaches. There's a Apache helicopter. When I used to go see her on the base, one time I saw a huge parking lot full of Apache helicopters. It was amazing in Killeen, Texas. There's a bomber. Can't frame these because they're weird shapes. Here's another Apache helicopter. These are all gouache on artboard. I'm just starting to discover the greatness of gouache. Here's another bomber. And another bomber. I have a bomber that's 20 feet long I did in pastels on paper. And here is another Apache helicopter. I love that war background like in the painting I did. That war colored with their exploding bombs. Here's the rest of the black metal paintings. Got a goat in the background, but the difference is the horns are around a ring. Here we have a goat in the foreground. Again, there's a shading around it. Okay, well, that does it.